Hello, this is Manaz Patel with IMTF Trade. Today's workshop, we want to talk about what do you do with trades that don't conform. Someone tells you it's a high probability to go bullish, and then you sit there and look at the charts. It doesn't look bullish. What do you do? These are circumstances that happen every day. Reason why is you're listening to various different sources out there, whether it be something online from someone, it could be on TV, like a CNBC or anything else like that. And that's what I want to talk to you about here. So let's go through and let's take a live example here. So this is alerttrades.com. This is a seasonality software that we basically offer for free for you guys. All you do is go to alerttrades with an S.com, sign up, register for free. When you do, there's a section called top picks. Okay. And I like to go for these at the beginning of the month. And since we're pretty much at February, the first week in February, I like to go for this. There's one in here called BLMT. Okay, that's a stock right there. And let's do a scan on it. Okay. And if you look in here, this basically had a 71% probability of being bearish. Okay. So that's one thing to look at. So you could see in here, this basically has a 71% probability of being bearish. It really doesn't have the SIV that I like, which is around 10% or more. That's not there at all. This is at 4.5. And then you could see in here, we don't have that many years of data, but this has a high probability going down. And you could see it's 71%, which is kind of at the border condition, which is 70% or higher that we look at. So seasonality is telling you this has a high probability of going down. So let's go through and let's look at the BLMT. This is a 60-minute chart here. And if you sit there and look at this thing here, you could see that this is in a nice bullish trend here. It's going for a major pullback right there. And pretty much at the beginning of the month, this is where it was, right there at these multiple time frame crosses. Now, this is a multiple time frame resistance right there. You could see that this basically is a major resistance right there. However, you're in the cloud. You don't have a green shaded area. You don't have a red shaded area at all. So this is low probability on sitting there going bearish right now. So you kind of have to wait and see exactly what's going to happen around these crosses. And you could see around these crosses, it broke it. It shouldn't have never broken it. The moment it closed above these crosses here, you broke a multiple time frame resistance, and this was telling you that this thing really wants to go bullish. Okay, so at that point, you could sit there and wait for a confirmation, which is the green shaded area, or you could be a little aggressive trader and just sit there and say, okay, you know what, on the pullback here, I'm going to enter here with my green stops, green dots, my stop. Okay, so you could have entered there as a pullback right there. And then pretty much retest the high there. Most people, if you look at most of the webinars, we're waiting for a green shaded area, which pretty much has appeared now. So now you could sit there and put a breakout trade right there. So this was a confirmation that this thing really wants to go bullish here, not go bearish at all. Okay, so this is a trade that did not conform to what our technical charts are telling us. So what do? You either sit there and walk away from this instrument, or if it sits there and gives you a catalyst to go the other way, then you sit there and look at that trade there. So whenever you see something that's high probability, don't get biased in which way it's supposed to go based on where you got that source from. Look at it as a catalyst or something that's about to happen, and allow your charts to tell you which direction it's going to go. Okay, now one of the things based on seasonality, it really doesn't move that much this month. So I would be very, very careful if you're taking this pullback trade right there. I would sit there and take profits at this point when it gets to the pivot high or these multiple time frame dots right there. And that's pretty much a 3-to-1 reward risk ratio right there, or tighten up your stop at least when it gets there. Okay. For breakout trades, of course, that's where you're going to put your breakout order right there. And you could see that basically this would be a trend continuation for this trade right there. And let's just quickly look at the higher time frame right there. And you can clearly see that this is not bearish at all. It does not look like it's kind of topped out either. The reason why is if you look here, it didn't even get to the green line here. It never even got to the stop here. So the people on the 240 minute are bullish. in this trade, and they're still in this trade for a while now, and they're still continuing to go. And you could see they have these multiple time frame supports that pretty much reinforces the idea that this thing could go higher. So the way I looked at it, this is basically, even though seasonality tells me it's a high probability going bearish, it still is a catalyst for me, and I'm allowing my technical charts to tell me which way to go. If I don't feel comfortable in going either direction, then I walk away, because there's so many other instruments out there. So that's the philosophy and the thought process that you should have when something really does not conform to your technical charts, when someone tells you it's high probability. If you guys have any questions, email us at info@eiicapital.com. Thank you.